I was a senior in college at Rutgers, and it was finals, and I was in the library every night from like 10 to 2, and I just got sucked into YouTube sidebar, just tiny houses, Sprinter vans, and I would just watch for hours and be like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Because first off, some of the builds were nicer than the houses that I was living in at the time, and everyone was saying they were doing it between like $12,000 and $15,000. So in my mind, I was like, okay, there's no mortgage. I can definitely live in that, and I can definitely like build it myself. Like I figured I was handsy enough and artistic enough or whatever. Like I just like building with my hands. So I said, I'm gonna do that one day. Fast forward, I took a job with Milwaukee Power Tool that moved me to California, gave me every tool on the planet that you could think of. And then it dropped me in like the hub of van life. So like all these stars started aligning, and I was like, all right, now's the chance, I'm gonna do it. I got fired from Milwaukee, I had a bunch of money, and I was like, spent $7 grand on a van, became a bartender, and said I'm gonna do it. My name is Chris Randice, and this is my 2005 Dodge Sprinter 2500. I kind of messed up my my roof. So for anybody who is gonna do kind of a setup like this, if you notice I have a max fan, and then it's in the between my 2 solar panels. So I kind of like lost a bunch of space. And then I also had to make 2 entry points for my solar panels. So they have to be connected on the inside as opposed to being connected on the outside. So that's a hiccup. 2 100-watt Renogy solar panels for a 200-watt system. Van's kind of rough. I picked it up in Phoenix, Arizona for $7 grand, had 150,000 miles on it. Not bad. There's some body damage. I had to redo a plastic panel here, a mud flap, a corner. I almost went with an RV at first. I was looking at Class C's because I like the overhead bed, and they're easy to park. Then I looked at a 30-foot Class A, and then I realized tires are like $4 grand. So I said, okay, if you're gonna drive around, the best thing is a Sprinter because they're 18 feet long, so it's like the length of a normal car. You can parallel park, you can get in any parking space, and they're high top. So I'm short, I'm 5'7", I can stand straight up and down inside. So for me, I was like, all right, all those like the Ford E350s, I'd never wanted to hunch. And I figured if I'm gonna be in this for an extended period of time on, you know, long vacations or whatever it is, I wanna be able to stand up and cook and live out of a van, you know what I mean? So that's why I went with a Sprinter for sure. So the kitchen's not done yet, it's still a work in progress. But this will be the kitchen. A little pull-out drawer. This is where I put that little Coleman stove. Put it out, put it on, just use a little propane. In here, got a fridge. The slide's not great, but it'll work. So that's cool. This is the CFX 28, so it's the smallest one they had. I was limited because I had a 24-inch, you know, gap to work with. So, but honestly, for the smallest one, that's pretty big. I don't have anything in it right now, but I think that'll hold a lot. That's a lot of space. So that's cool. The water system, I'll have just a super simple gray 6-gallon white water and a foot pump that'll get installed. Bop, bop, bop. The sink is kind of cool. I found this at Savers. It was 12 bucks. I'm just gonna mount it on top. That way I'll have one hole for the drain, build a little faucet as opposed to trying to cut this thing in. So that'll sit up there. This was like the protectant that came on it when I bought it, and I needed to make a list. So before I peeled it off, I just was writing all over it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I should start to peel it, make it look clean. But yeah, that's all that was. That was just my list of things I needed to get done. This was actually a vanity that I found on Craigslist. So I didn't have to build anything. Went on Craigslist, looked up a vanity. It was 60 inches by 31 or whatever, which was like the exact dimension of the place that I worked or that I needed. So it was 100 bucks. It slid right in. Drawers came with it, you know what I mean? So I didn't really have to do much there. It kind of fit. Overhead cabinets. This is all IKEA. It's like black zebra. And these just slide in and out. These brackets are really cool. I thought I was gonna need those things that kind of support, but these hold the weight. And they're kind of like, I mean, I haven't taken any too hard of turns. I don't have locks yet, but they haven't popped up. Same thing, IKEA. Closet, check it out. So this is how I keep it from swinging open. Just a lock, pull that down. Pants, some shorts, t-shirts, bathroom stuff. The reason I built the closet here is because my electrical system runs down this pole. So if you come in here, you'll see all of my conduit, right? There'll be a light here, this 12-volt fan. Everything gets run and snaked behind this closet. So the closet kind of helped hide all that into the battery bank here. So this is where the solar comes into play. The 200 watts, they're ran in parallel, so positive to positive, negative to negative, come down and out into this charge controller. These are AGM batteries by Optima. I found them refurbished at Interstate Batteries. So if you ever want to get batteries, Interstate does refurbish. They were $100 a pop. They work. They're usually $350 brand new, so that was a good option. The inverter is actually mounted under here, which is where the toilet slides out of as well. So when I was designing the closet, I actually had to design it around that toilet because I knew I wanted the toilet and I knew it had to go somewhere. Figured the benches wasn't an efficient enough place, so I was like, okay, the closet's got to be at least the width of the toilet. So that's how we got the width of the closet, was as long as the toilet could slide in and out real easy, then we were cool. Last part, I just got to put the door on it, you know what I mean? So that'll be there. It'll open up somehow. For now, it's exposed, which actually doesn't, it's not that bad, you know? So, but yeah, the Dometic toilet, worth it. Up top, more overhead storage. This was kind of a fun one to build because this headliner that comes with it, right, went up and over the ceiling. So you cut it, and then I just laid down a nice fat board and it gives you all this space. Again, with the cheetah, it's just wrapped for detail. This is like a foam, just like a little cover, so this doesn't start to fray. And then, yeah, you got a lot of stuff. There's a gym bag. Keep a skateboard up here. Beach towel. Got a yoga mat. Got a hammock. Got like my book bag. Maybe a little office materials. And then I got a bunch of camera gear hidden in the corner, like GoPro stuff. So I mean, there's a lot of extra space up here. The one issue that I do have with the lights at night is they're white, they're super white, and I have all these windows with gaps. So if you're in here at night, the thing's glowing. I have to figure out some sort of like blackout mode to like really cover these windows because the lights are really bright. But yeah, the lights are great. So the way that we made the mattresses, I had an old futon mattress, unzipped it, and it was like 4 layers of foam. So I kind of like delayered it, made it thinner, cut it. My girl at the time bought me these Mexican blankets, turned them into curtains, so we refurbished them into cushions. So I went with the benches because I like the dinette style too, you know? Just seems more free. I wanted the open concept of like a full walkway from the front door to the back. So like when this is up and out of the way, you know? Which another like beginner's like tip, this was not the most efficient way. I didn't measure correctly, so now I don't have anywhere to put that, right? Until you can kind of mount them on your door, but I liked the fact that you could have this full walkway. So when you do need to bring bikes in at night or whatever it is, you know, there's just a lot of space. Plus it makes access into this a little easier. So this is all storage under here. I use this side for all my tools because I figure, I don't know, it's still kind of a work in process or whatever, so whenever I'm on the road, I'll have tools to be able to grab. This side is more like, this is kind of like my fun side. So like, I don't know, massage stick, camping bag. I brought a gym with me, check it out. Dumbbells, a kettlebell, bands and stuff. So I don't know. Up top, little bookshelf. I went with the smaller opened concept, and I like books, so this is a big factory AC unit. And when I first bought the van, it was a passenger van, so it had like a full interior. It had a big handicap lift out here in the back that would like drop out, and it had like, you know, all your side panelings where the AC would go so that people could like adjust their, you know, their vents. And when I was in like my demolition process, I didn't understand what I had here with the AC. So I just started ripping everything out, throwing everything in a dumpster. I went to a scrap metal place to get rid of the handicap, and along the way I lost all the plastic housing. So I gotta either build a box for it, see if the factory has a different you know, a cover I can buy. I don't know, but for now it's exposed. I'll get to that one for sure. My buddy showed me a documentary on YouTube, and it was in Bend, Oregon. And it's like a big 4-day camp trip over Labor Day weekend where a bunch of people in vans just hang out, and I said I'm gonna go up there. So the whole goal is to kind of start a podcast along the way, talk to people doing similar things. I just can't wait for snowboarding season again. I just want to go to a mountain, park there for 2 days, make some coffee, snowboard. You can just do whatever you want whenever you want. I have no debt on any of it. I own everything. Every bolt, everything. The whole thing is mine. So there's no ball and chain on this. I'm free. That's my favorite part.